Let's discuss 4 different options in this lecture. I have already discussed all these options in the accordion widget, so I will not be explaining these options in detail. Still, let's see how it works with the tabs widget. So the options are active, collapsible, event and hide style. So the active option is used to decide which panel should be active. So by default, the first panel, that is the panel with 0 index, is getting displayed. Suppose I specify active to be 2, then the third panel or the panel with index 2 will be displayed by default. Let's see that, refresh. See, this is the third panel or the panel with index 2. So by specifying active, we can decide which panel should be displayed by default. Then by setting the value of collapsible to true, we can collapse all the panels if you want. By default, we need to have at least one panel active in a page, isn't it? Even if I click on this again, it will not be getting hidden. So by setting the value of collapsible to true, I can collapse all the panels if I want. So save, refresh. Let me click on this. See, all the panels are now collapsed. So we can make all the panels collapsed at a point of time using the collapsible option and by setting its value to true. Now by default, the third panel is getting displayed because we have set the value of active to 2. Let me specify its value to false. Then what will happen? By default, all the panels will be collapsed. So refresh, see, all the panels are collapsed now. So if you want to make all the panels collapsed when you load your web page, then you need to do two things. That is, you need to set the value of collapsible to true and set the value of active to be false. Okay. Then the third one is event. By default, the panels get hidden or displayed on the click event. Suppose I want to change it to double click. I can specify DBL click so that only if I double click, a new panel will be displayed. So even if I click, nothing will happen. Let me double click, the other panel is displayed. Again, I have to double click to make a panel active. Instead of double click, if I specify mouse over, then I just have to move the mouse, refresh. See, when I just move the mouse, the panel becomes active. So the event option can be used to change to which event your panels should be reacting. And finally, let me also set hide style. This option is used to control the height of your tabs, and we have seen 3 values you can set for hide style, and they are auto, fill and content. In case of accordion widget, the default value of hide style was auto. But in case of tabs widget, the default value is content. So suppose I remove this, save, refresh. As you could see, the content is getting displayed completely. So the height is adjusted in such a way that the content gets displayed completely. Now suppose I specify the value of hide style to be auto, then what will happen? The height of each panel will be the height of the tallest panel. So without refreshing, if I click, see, the height is different for different panels because the default value of hide style is content. And let me refresh and see, all the panels are having the same height, which is the height of the tallest panel. So by setting the value of auto, the height of each panel will be the same and it will be the height of the tallest panel. Now suppose if you specify the value of height style to fill, then the height will be adjusted based on the height of the parent. Let me set the height of the parent. Let it be say 100 px just to see the change clearly. Okay. And here I have specified the value as fill and let's see, refresh. See, the height is based on the height of the parent. Okay. So these are the 3 values you can set for hide style and they are auto, fill and content. Content is the default value and by setting the value to auto, each panel will be having the height of the tallest panel, and if you set the value of height style to be fill, the height will be adjusted based on the height of the parent. So in this lecture we have seen 4 different options. They are active, collapsible, event and height style. Active is used to decide which panel should be active by default. By setting the value of collapsible to true, you can collapse all the panels if you want. And if you set the value of active to false and collapsible to true, then all the panels will be collapsed when you load the page. Then event is used to decide to which event the panels should react. And finally, height style can be used to control the height of the panels.